Namaste. Today I'm live. I wanted to answer a question that was asked by an ex-student of mine. She asked that, ma'am, how to be, with a man who is just right for you, and so that you are confirmed enough that he's the right person to get married, right? So obviously there is no answer to that. Knowing the right person right away, there is no option to be, that great a psychic medium to be able to tell that he is the right person or not, because people frankly also keep changing, and you cannot predict, like, quote unquote, the same person may be a right person at some point of time and maybe the wrong person when you meet that person, right? So what are we going to talk about today? We are going to talk about today what are the red flags in men, or which type of men you should right away understand that you are not supposed to be dating or considering for marriage at all. Okay, and I'm not trying to say that these men will never grow up, okay, because there's a huge difference between a boy and a man. And I'm not talking about the age, okay. At 60-year-old, also at the age of 60-year-old as well, a human, a species, a male species can still be a boy who does not understand life, who does not respect women. And at a younger age also, there may be a guy who actually is so mature that he is a man, okay. But before getting into the ways of identifying whether this person is right for you or not, you need to question whether you are right now or not. Because many a times we don't question ourselves, we as girls, we as women, we do not question ourselves. Am I the right person? And when I say am I the right person, I'm not talking about being the right person, tall, gory, convent educated kind of a right person for the guy. I'm talking about being the right person for yourself. So the first question that arrives is whether you are the right person for yourself. Do you love yourself, respect yourself? Only then will you be able to wear those glasses to be able to look clearly, or rather, let me say, to get rid of those filtered glasses to be able to see through people, right? That's one thing. So check for yourself first whether you are the right person or not, to be able to receive the right people, to be able to attract right people in your life. And I'm not talking about quote unquote attract in the sense that you wear something or you behave in a certain way to be able to attract. I'm talking about the magnetic field of your vibrations. Okay, spiritual vibrations. What are you attracting in your life? Are you attracting the right job, right people, right circumstances? That's one thing. Getting on to the next disclaimer, I'd say, is you need to understand what is masculinity. Men may not be able to understand masculinity. You need to understand and question and discuss mentally with yourself. What do you think is masculinity? Gone are the days when we used to define men as a provider, so they are going to be the provider alone. Being the provider meant, you are a man, quote. So today women are earning. A lot of wives are earning much more than their husbands. So clearly, being capable of earning a lot is not the only criteria men need to fulfill, right? And being physically attracted to the man, like, that level of intimacy that you are looking forward with that man is not the only way that he should be able to provide for you, right? That's a biological thing, that's hormonal, and believe me, 10 years down the line you will not be looking forward to it at all. I don't know about men, but women will grow up. Women, I don't know, because of their chromosomes or whatever, they are always more spiritual than men. Men are really worldly creatures, right? So women will get off this idea very, very soon. You will not be probably looking forward to those things so much. Intimacy, like physical intimacy I'm talking about. Obviously spiritual intimacy and intimacy of the thoughts is something that you will always look forward to. You need to understand what is masculinity. Masculinity is something like a foundation. I always like to give this example in a number of my videos. I've already given this example, taught it in the class and with the sessions with women and corporates and places. The fact being that men are like the solid, and the same solid being transformed into liquid is the women, like, or the feminine energy. Men are like the glass and woman is like the water inside it, okay? So you can understand men as a strong foundation on which the woman can be and be, be relaxed and creative, be in her own energy, be in her own feminine energy, the healer, the nurturer, the mother, So you need to understand masculinity, quote unquote. If you need to go and Google search and maybe read books to find out, maybe read Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus, go and do that before entering into this so very, very special um, aspect or phase of your life of companionship, and that may begin at the age of 14, 15. I don't know. You're looking forward to a boyfriend, because there are many people who think that they'll be able to find the right person at the age of 14. I'm sure there are some people who have, but most likely it's not like that. However, you need to understand what it means to be a masculine. Then another disclaimer I really wanted to give before getting into is he the right person or not is the fact you need to write down what do you actually need in your life. What do you need from yourself in the life, and what are those things that you're looking forward to enjoying in your life. Plus, what are those things you don't want in your life. When you make that kind of a list, unfortunately in my time no one told me all those things, right? But I think I'm fortunate enough to be able to say these things because of the trainings and so many books that I've read and my own experiences. So you need to write down what you are actually looking forward to, because when we do not know, like let's imagine you start the car, you don't know where do I have to go. How will you go, right? So you need to write down these are the things that I'm looking forward to. Again, a sub point into this is, please understand that money cannot be the only thing. Like, I have been that girl who said, okay, tall, dark, handsome, engineer, earning a lot, maybe the only child of his parent, things like these things do not matter so much as the emotional points do, as the points that drive comfort into you. Believe me, today I don't know what you think about yourself, whether you'll be able to earn money or not. Anyone on this earth, man, woman, any person can earn money. I'm telling you. It may be a little difficult to understand how to go about it, but you will be eventually able to earn money. So what are you actually looking forward to? What kind of an experience are you looking forward to a companion? If you think that person should make you happy, let me tell you, no one can make you happy. If you are an unhappy person alone, then in the marriage or the companionship, in the partnership, you will be unhappier. No one can make you happy. And the fact that you need to check for your own psychological level for the kind of men you are attracting in your life. Okay, if you don't think a lot about yourself, you'll probably attract a man who does not think a lot about yourself. So I would say that first heal yourself. There are multiple methods of going about that, and if that's a question, please do ask. Then I can make another video on that, how to self heal or how to become that person who attracts right things in her life. Okay, so getting on to what are those red flags, or what are these ways to identify that this is not the right person. The first thing that you can actually see is what kind of jokes does this guy play around. Okay, jokes may include, like, what are the ways he's trying to get you to smile or to laugh, because men generally take it on themselves and I'm going to keep her happy and entertained in the beginning, at least. Later, after becoming husbands, they just want to get rid of any responsibility. However, in the beginning they do try their best, okay, to engage in conversations, and that is like very, very natural to any guy. What kind of jokes does he play? Are they misogynistic jokes? Is he one of them who says ladkiyan to bekar driver hoti hain, like girls can't drive well? Then he is quite illogical if he says that, because there is no such research present. Let me tell you, before you say right, that's true. Also, in the absence of research, the fact that how much girls are allowed to go and drive. Look at the background in which we are growing up, right? We are not even, some of us are not even given bicycles in our childhood, versus the guy in the family is given the bicycle, then given the scooty, then given the bike. There's so much of a huge gap between the conditioning of boys and girls. So if he's that kind of a boy who says that, you might as well just ask him that, guys are such bad cooks. So I'm not asking you to go and fight, just look at it, observe for a few days before you make a final decision. What kind of jokes is he playing? Is he playing jokes like which you are very uncomfortable with? And is he driving it all into a very, which has sexual implications? It's a big no-no, please. The moment you get, just run away from that guy. So jokes are a very, very important aspect of a person's personality. What kind of jokes that person, enjoys tells you a lot about the man. Second thing, I'd say that, if you really want to identify a guy who really likes you, that guy would rather be nervous in front of you. I have not seen a guy who's like really serious and confident, like really serious about a woman or a girl, and then also being very confident in front of that, because it's something like most of the men, unfortunately, they have not been given the opportunity of being emotional, right? When they have not been given the opportunity of being emotional and expressing their emotions except anger, then how do you expect that person to show you his emotions like a way? Like I heard, someone close in relation, she said that the guy said I love you on the very second day. This was supposed to be an arranged marriage, okay? And in the arranged marriage scenario, the guy said I love you on the second day. I really admire you. In fact, I love you. And girls are such fools. Like, we are such fools. Like, we are looking forward to romantic endeavors, and we are looking forward to someone who loves us like hell, okay? Please be that someone yourself first before you look forward to someone else. And believe me, when you start loving yourself, you will not be looking forward to someone who fills up that gap. That gap is there because we have not been allowed to love ourselves. Yes, we have not been allowed to love ourselves. So get out of that, Snow White and I don't know what kind of, castle. Please come out of that. If he gets romantic right away, he is a big no-no. Because first, men are not very good with expressing emotions. Second, how can he very quickly get, fall in love? Even if when you like a person, there are stages of liking that person and reaching that situation where you think you want to spend your lifetime with this person. Thank you so much. Where you think you want to really spend your lifetime with this person. It takes months or maybe a year, 2 years, when you finally come up to the understanding that this is the right person. If he or you yourself think that because this person comes from the same religion, from the same community, is of the appropriate age gap, and that's why he is the right person, you are wrong. He is wrong. So consequently, look forward to the fact that he does not get easily romantic and he starts playing around jokes and those kind of things. He's the wrong person right away. Please, you can be confirmed he's the wrong person. Because the case that I was just telling you about, that female who was proposed the very next day, I love you, I really, 1 week later, what happened was they were like talking on phone 4-5 hours in a day. In the office, he's ringing her up and stuff like that. 4-5 hours for 7 days itself. 7th day, or I think 8th day, or whichever day. It so happened that the parents of the guy thought that they are not giving the right car. Something, the dowry was not proportionate. So they thought that she's not the right girl. So they told the guy not to talk to him, not to talk to the girl. And the guy said that my parents are not ready. This was his love. And he stopped talking. Now she is like crazy after him. This is addressed to the girl, so I'm sorry if it sounds biased. This is an opinion, and this is not just an opinion. It's like based on facts and based on all my experience and other people's experiences, reading books. So the fact that we are trying to guide girls right now. Please understand one thing, that there is something inherently different between men and women. Okay, I was reading one article written by one man, very intellectual guy, and he wrote something like, which is very, very close to the definition I read in another book, like men being like the solid and women being like the liquid. It's something like that, men show the original or the primitive aspects of human existence, while women showcase the modern or the more developed aspects of human existence. So men are taking more time to grow in that sense, to be able to accept the changes in the society. Hats off to those men who have grown. Really, you must salute and be respectful to men who are more open than other men. But you need to understand one thing, that men will take more time to become more open-minded. For girls, because we are suffering, you are bearing the pain. Whoever bears the pain, that person definitely understand that, oh, this is not good. Then you overgrow the pain and then you become a smart person. Okay, so the fact that men are still taking time to catch up with women, that's a fact. And the men who have caught up in the sense that who understand that women have a life. Women also are individuals. They can be intellectuals. They can earn a lot of money, more than us. They are they have enough right to live for themselves, to dress the way they want. They are very, very different men. Getting on to the next point is understanding opinion. Does this person agree with you on everything? That also is a problem. very of lately I met someone who agreed with me on everything, and I understood, because through experience I understood that this is a major problem. It's a major problem because why? In my past I've seen someone agreeing a lot and then later not caring for my opinion at all. A good person, a good human being, a good guy should ideally, you know, opinionate themselves, like, you know, put forward their own opinion. They may ask you questions, why do you think so? Okay, or if they have different opinions, they will say, I disagree on this, but I would really want to, you know, discuss why do we disagree, and, you know, at the end be fine with the disagreements. That's what you actually need, and you need to check yourself also on that. You don't need to be so strong in your opinion that you are 100% correct and the other person is 100% wrong. Versus the same thing having a flip side, this person not respecting your opinion at all. It does not matter to this person what you think, what you don't think, is just getting onto like a business deal. It's marriage, I'm going to provide with money, and you just provide with a child and, you know, the nighttime romance, and listen to the bullshit that my mother has to say. If he's that kind of a person, he's definitely a wrong person. So if he doesn't care for your opinion at all, if he's not all ears to what you're saying, he's definitely not the right person. Then one way of identifying when, you know, everyone is saying, and this is something I really need to put in, like, even though it sounds like a very obvious point, I need to talk about it, because in the young age we don't understand that, you know, there is something like that. Imagine everyone saying that this is the right guy, oh my god, he's the guy, and this, that and the other. Everyone, your younger sister, your elder sister, everyone around you is saying that he's a perfect match, or, you know, you will not get a better guy than this. However, you feel some level of uncomfortable vibes. Uncomfortable vibes can range into many things. Like, one can be like, you know, you feel that he doesn't look at me in the right way, or he looks at me only in inappropriate places, or he looks at me as though I'm, you know, something to be consumed. And unfortunately, a lot of women think that, you know, when men look at you like that, as though you are something, you know, some commodity to be consumed, that's romance. That's not romance. I'm sorry, that's not romance at all. Or you get those uncomfortable vibes, like, you know, everyone else is saying he's very good, he will not get a better guy than this, and he also believes that you will not get a better guy than this. He is not the right person. Your vibes, what you feel, your sixth sense tells you a lot. And you know, maybe in another video or another live session, I would talk about the higher self. We always have a higher self. We think that, you know, our brain is a physical mind and we should ask everything from the brain. No, there is a higher self. You're always being guided. There is a more empowered self of yours, the best version, which is guiding you from top. That's very close to God, godly vibrations, that always guiding you through emotions. Your inner voice also contributes to that. Conscience or your inner voice is telling you, no, this is not the right person. If you get those kind of vibes, this is not the right person. Because at that point of time, you may think, हाँ नहीं सब कुछ ठीक है. You know, everyone is so happy in the family. So at that point of time, you should really take a step back, think over, find out, and I'm telling you, you will really be able to find out that this was not the right person. Then, you know, coming to another fact is the fact that this person doesn't share his past with you. Now, I'm not trying to say that we should sit down. Yes, Manali ma'am, definitely. Men have evolved from women scientifically. So the fact that, I was coming back to the point, what was my point? Yes, they don't share their past. There are some men who will say, I've heard men do that actually. I didn't have a past, or I have not liked anyone before you, or I don't believe in sharing the past. I'm not trying to say that you should sit down and tell each other the entire story. No, I'm not trying to talk about that. But if he cannot even hint what was the past like, if he cannot talk to you what was the past like, he is not looking forward to a real relation. He's looking forward to this. You can look forward to, like, understand it as hiding something, an aspect of his life. You're going to be life partners, okay? And I don't believe that life partners need to give each other the password of the mobile and all those things. You need to have that much trust. But if you cannot tell each other what was there in your past, I've seen people do that, and then because there's something that from the past is still lingering on, that is why they're not ready to tell you the past, okay? And this may show you up in the way that, you know, Their friends will also be snubbed in front of you. They will not speak. Otherwise, a real relationship looks like, they'll tell you the past, and maybe their friends will also joke ki हाँ iski to class 9th mein wo thi, and things like that. It gets funny when it's a real relationship. Coming to the next point, I'd say that think about the time. How much time are you able to spend with this person? And I'm not just trying to say that whether he's giving you enough time or not, because yes, that's something that we look forward to. You need to have enough time with that person. But growing up as a woman, as a professional woman now, even more, yes, I was one of those emotional girls who had her own dreams, and you don't want to chit chat and stuff. You do want to have gala time with your life partner. However, there'll come a point of time when you have to realize that career is also important. I have known, women have told me, I have seen it myself that, and a few months ago I was talking to someone who had all the time, while I had no time. I have 2 kids and I have a business to run. I have, so many things on my top. Apart from that, I'm giving tuitions and so many things, household, everything. This person had all the time. If the other person has all the time, then also this person may not be right for you, versus this person is not giving you enough time. Okay, so there should be enough understanding between the two of you. If you are really busy person, this person should also be not doing nothing kind of a person. Please look at that aspect as well. And unfortunately, we bring up boys like that. We bring up boys saying that you have to be very good in your career, and we tell with the girls, frankly speaking, I have been a topper and leader, and frankly my parents were always very, they were very clear about IAS banna hai and things like that. However, in my background was I want to be a school teacher, I want to be an educator, I want to research, and I have an elaborate kind of a researching life, and I want to know, I want to be knowledgeable. I did not consider money as, I didn't know that I'll have to be a single mother one day and then look for my kids alone. So that's something that unfortunately women have not been told. Of lately, I was also listening to Indra Nooyi's statement about, there was a video which she talked that women need to be earning. You never know what will happen in your life. So we have been prepared in a manner that, theek hai, husband to rahega hi. Don't be in that, rat race. Okay, we don't be in that rut actually. So understand that if this person is giving you too much time also, then also he may be a red flag. Please question what is he doing. Go and find out whether he actually does a job or not, or how much is he dedicated to his career and his profession. Because frankly, you will have to bear the child. Okay, you will have to bear the child, and when you bear the child, obviously you cannot be going to your job. And at that point of time, if this person turns out to be slack, your life is ruined. So you need to know that this person has enough time for you, yet he does not have all the time in the world. Okay, so both, the balance of time. And finally, I would want to say that one way of identifying whether he's the right person or not is not to look at what quality of a person he is. Okay, what you really need to see is whether you can be yourself or not with this person. That is the most important thing. Can you be yourself, or do you have to be a certain way? I've seen many girls dress up so much and then go to meet their fiancés, and the fiancé says that I don't like you in this, I want you to wear a salwar suit. Nonsense. Who is he to I don't know about fathers and mothers. Maybe till a certain age they can do that. It's your life. Please believe me, live your life your way, and be yourself. I have seen many women, and this is something that about, again, because this is towards women. I have seen my own students, female students I'm talking about. Some of them will say feminism is useless. I think men are also suffering. Please go back to history, go back to researches, go back to stats. You'll see how much men are suffering and how much women are suffering. If men are suffering, they're suffering because of men only. Okay, so don't try to make it easy and equal. Okay, so that when I give these kind of statements, that man will like me. If I speak against men, that man will not like me. If you need a man to like you because you're giving a false statement, that man is already not the right person, and you yourself are not the right person. If you cannot be yourself, why you cannot be in a partnership where you're not being yourself. That's one of the most important thing. If you have to dress up a certain way all your life, if you have to give up your career all your life, okay, if you have to give up on things you love all your life, this person can hardly be the right person. And if you're ready to do all that, you think you can do all that, you are the wrong person yourself. And why do I say so? Because I have been that wrong person myself. I thought I could just be someone, this is expected of women to give up their career. And at the point I was at the highest of my career, I was about to have kids. And despite the kids, I was, there was such a foreign exchange program. I could have been there along with my kid, and I gave it up because I wanted to be a good wife. I wanted to be a Tulsi Bahu. I've committed those kind of errors and realized, and that's how I'm telling you. But there are graver and bigger errors other women are doing. They're not speaking up for themselves. They're saying that माँ मेरी ऐसी थी, मेरी मम्मी जो थी, like, when food was less in our household, then she used to say that I don't need it. Don't be that woman, okay? I always tell my sons that this is it. And I always, added it to that is the fact that if I cook something really nice, let's say I'm cooking gajar ka halwa or some kind of halwa, then I definitely ensure that I prepare enough so that it gets into my plate as well. Be that female, okay? Because otherwise, if you start sacrificing them, then the man will never understand. Unfortunately, men have not been even conditioned like that. That's very, very unfortunate. I've seen across generations men behave like that. They don't realize that whether their mothers are having enough or not. They're not those kind of nurturing people who will see, Mama, tumhare paas kafi again. My sons are like that because I'm developing them like that. And I make it a point to tell them that this is my singing time. You're not going to make noise, or I'm going to buy this for myself, and this is important for me because I like it. So men have not been brought up like that. You have to ensure that you understand your importance. You understand what is it that you want. At the same time also, hi ma'am, how are you? So at the same time, you also understand what do you really want in your life. At the same time, I was just saying that please read books on men's psychology. I was listening to this video. It was kind of a stand-up comedy by a woman who was saying all kinds of things against men. Men were laughing. And she was saying things like, the wife comes and, the wife is saying something while the man is thinking, why can't she be? Great. Nice to know that, ma'am. So, the fact that she was saying something like, men are like least interested in what kind of hairstyle do you have, or how are you feeling, or whatever, she was saying some general things and the men were laughing. So find out on what men really are. Like, we have this great enthusiasm about being with a man who can chit chat with us all night. He'll do that in the beginning so that he gets what he wants. Please believe me, if you find it difficult to accept, that is the reality, please understand. So you will always have to have your friends with you, because your female friends with you. Female friends are the ones who are going to be with you all your life and provide that gap. Of course, your romantic partner, your life partner, your husband, your boyfriend should be the one with whom you should be able to, connect, but he will not exactly be like another girl. So it's also the last thing that I wanted to say was also give up wrong expectations. Wrong expectations from men. What can they do and what can they not do? There are a lot of things they can do and they are not providing, but there are some things that they're not really good at. And that's where the point of communication comes. Okay, communication should be clear. He should be ready to listen to you. He should be ready to talk back to you and tell you what he feels. And I think that's it for today. I think, there are only comments. Thank you so much. And signing off, Aishwarya Sena. Namaste.